I'm sorry. Everybody just get off of me.
Come on. It's okay. It's okay, Sam. It's okay. Okay, Sam.
Get it off.
Okay, it's off you. It's not on you anymore. It's not on you anymore. Okay. Okay, you're okay.
Let's still feel it.
It's gone.
Another non-Pokemon episode, but this episode is another very different pick. This is a movie, surprisingly, I had not seen. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe the more, once I describe the movie and my feelings, it will maybe be more clear as to why I hadn't seen this film up to this date. So I watched The Puppet Masters, a film directed by a person I really otherwise don't have any feelings or relationship to, Stuart Orme. Apologies if the pronunciation is wrong, but he's done a incredibly long The Lost World readaptation with people, not really many who I recognize, but with people. He as well made a film in the 80s with Pierce Brosnan I may eventually get to watching. But this is just me quickly looking over kind of his filmography. It's saying he's from the UK as a director, producer, and it would be a shame if every other film that I would watch of him has the same level of vision and direction that this film has. Because it is a pittance. It is just an absolute... I cannot put into words how much of a disappointment this film really, really is. Like, getting down to it. It's, it's abysmal. I see some positive reviews here on Letterboxd. I see some reviews that are otherwise positive that don't even say they like it. Which doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Because this is where I'm so generous with my likes. Because I'll give like a fucking 4 out of 10. I can give a 5 out of 10. Occasionally with these 5 and 6s, am I not giving them a like? Because at the end of the day, they provided me enough for at least overall half of the experience. I found it to be at least competent enough for me to like it. And at the end of the day, like, that should be a positive you celebrate. Is that over half of your film and a half of what you've seemingly set out to tell me and communicate, you did competently enough. That's my standards, at least, to at least get yourself up to like a 5. I feel like that's me being pretty generous, is really, if I'm being honest. I feel that's a generous ranking. I feel like I can be pretentious at things, like anybody. I feel like I can be an asshat when it comes to certain levels of reviews and what I'm going into. But at the end of the day, I'm not being like overly critical, is where I feel. I'm not being too far up my own ass about just everything and dumb shit. And therefore even went into this film wanting to enjoy it, knowing that this film has like a 30 or some shit on Rotten Tomatoes. It does not have favorable reviews on IMDb. However, and the aggregated reviews here on Letterboxd aren't even that favorable. The highest rating of only 1,000 reviews. This is not a popular film. If you're watching this, you know this is not a popular film. We're here to talk about it because it is an adaptation of an interesting work of The Puppet Masters, of a of a work and fiction and sci-fi, at the end of the day, again, science fiction, that challenged and came before Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It subsets an entirety of like a genre that picked up on and wave of like a subgenre of the alien invasion movie and story and that's the other thing is then pulp story. That's more of what this book is a pulp story detective. It's legitimately a more cyberpunk than fucking. There's so many dumb fucking things I see nowadays that are excuses to be cyberpunk, but this and Blade Runner, these have excuses to be cyberpunk, to be very derivative of each other. Anything if you were to read the Puppet Masters, anything that you can. The car stuff is done well in the original Blade Runner, but in the sequel, in 2049, all the car stuff, any composites with the car, anything dealing with the vehicle in the car, it's so well done. There's no reason to even nitpick it. It's all that well done. It's amazingly well composited, and therefore any suspension of disbelief, it's the flying fucking car. It's so well done. And that is just my imaging reading this book because of what we've then now gotten with when it comes to visually doing this fiction with the likes of Blade Runner. They're able to implant these more into what of just because of what they've been able to accomplish. But I'm saying then years and years before that, this film is, if you're reading it like that, can give you just the same amount of plus more of tension related to these sci-fi elements in this then world that we're dealing with, and I don't just want to say world, because even in the book you're not getting a complete worldview. It's kind of its point, is that you're not getting a complete overview and outlook of every culture and all of their reactions to it, because if you look at it as the puppet masters themselves are like a virus, like how they're related to occasionally in the film with the biology matter, but more especially in how they constantly reiterate on that as they're like a virus and plague. We bring it up in the film with the Black Plague, which I believe is from the book directly. This also isn't like a book that you're just gonna like read overnight. It's pulpy, but it isn't exactly short. It's a little less long than Stranger in a Strange Land. It's much more comparable to the likes of Starship Troopers in terms of length of the book, where they have very, very defined structures and stories. And with this film, you have to have a defined structure, because it's a fucking movie. You have limited time, and it's a film at the end of it. It's a film. So even with that then film, I'm willing to give room. For what is going to be changes, obviously, within adaptation. But I mean, I'm also giving room for the scenes have to just be different. They like the structure, and I'm willing to then accept how they did try to shake them up a little bit, but then everything they did change and twist it a little bit got to nowhere. Like it sold nothing. It didn't change shit. It did nothing at all, and that's horrible. That's atrocious. Like, why? Then why even make those changes? Like, just to make sure we make it. Well, we gotta get the movie made. And that's so much of the film. So much of the film is just cheap getting her done instead of actually having a vision for what they want to get done. instead of trying. It lacks even trying. And that's my issues with it. Is that we can have a film that probably does just like suck. Probably sucks worse than this film. But I do dislike probably more than this film. But the reason I'm going to be so upset and vitriolic and if there's a low score for a movie like this is because in adaptation, when changing it, you don't have to like try that much. This film is off the backs of like being this is copying and aping the likes of Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, dudes in suits, mystery pulp stuff. All in that trend. It's all aping like, okay, well, we're gonna be in that trend. And also, we're just all doing Heinlein adaptations. We're just gonna be in that trend. And it then does nothing with it. It doesn't, like, adapt it into any of these trends even though it could fit. When they just completely transplanted into, well, we're just in the 90s. And that's the setting. It's still fucking ruined by the fact that they don't pay any attention to anything and how that relates to the sci-fi matters that were being talked about. It doesn't make you think of how, oh man, yeah, these were projective ideas way back in blah 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 when this was written, right after World War II. This is striking while the iron is hot of the Cold War. The Cold War is going cold, but it's still hot right at this moment when this is coming out. Where a piece like Invasion of the Body Snatchers is then equally, it's hot commodity coming out with this. Yet in all adaptations related to that, they add to their premise. They change it for the visual format. I guess I'm so upset with how this decides to really change fuck all, and then I guess the seemingly only reason a couple people like this is for how it then adapts the end of this. Because the ending, man, every single Heinlein book I've read, I just adore the ends. The end chapters, even setting up and falling into those endings and how they build up into these beautiful endings that they have. Almost all of them leave you with like a bitter taste in your mouth. So there's like a level of then how are you going to adapt to that? This film says fuck that. This film says we're not doing that at all. We're doing a cheesy adaptation. We're just being a cheesy movie in adapting it instead of making what it is in tone. That's where Starship Troopers succeeds. Because it's not, directly what happened in the book and the feeling that you get when you're reading the book and you come to that last chapter and what's going on through Rico in that final chapter and like what's happened. Because in that case, that's a downer. The feeling is still in ways kept in Starship Troopers the film, but how they're presenting it through that lens of the propaganda and how Rico himself, he just has to keep up this mask and his humanity being gone and fight through, even though everything that really he has actually cared about and any humanity related to him, it's gone. It's beautiful. It ties into that questioning that exists in the end of Starship Troopers in the book, and where he's like thinking about that into that drop, yet tying it all into the beginning, then retying it back together of the drops and the shakes. This film, it doesn't include any scenes that I'm hoping for, any character dynamics. They're just not fucking brought up. But really, yeah, every scene that I would want from the book is not in this adaptation, and therefore I am in ways happy that I had just never seen this. It's not setting you up for anything, no bad expectations, I guess. Like, oh man. It's at like the hour mark. The film lulls you in within like what little it's presenting you, and how that little that it's saying is pretty much just going at, well, and this is what we're doing a little differently. Okay, snaps fingers. This is what we're doing a little differently. And then that leads into then, oh, what you're doing differently is just like campy schlock that is the lay control possessor monsters. They just shoot their hooks into the back of you. That's when I just wanted to pretty much lull out and forget the rest of the movie I was honestly even about to see. Yet I didn't, because then there's, like I was getting at within the surreal elements of the film. But I wanted to bow out before I even got to these surreal elements. I wanted to bow out when at the hour mark, the whole point of these host parasite things is that they need a host, that they can't function without one, that they need to use their host and their host to the most of its decree and ability. It needs to use all of that in order to get ahead and spread more of them. And like in ways the book is not descriptive enough with like the mating process of these, or the reproduction process, not mating, they don't have like a mating, but in their reproduction it's not the best at like visually transcribing it to you. Now, as a film, you just have to visually just transcribe it, and the way these things just they get onto someone else, it isn't. Okay, equally with this then becomes then the possession of our lead, the possession of Sam, and when he gets on, he gets one of the puppet masters on him. In the book, it is night and day once he has it on him, down to like the ending of the paragraph that you're reading once he gets it on him, and him darting away. And then inside, his transcribing of what happened in those like hazy days when he was being controlled by the puppet master. This film runs back and forth before then forgetting any rules that it wants to establish, which are like very, very like. The book takes bureaucracy and all this stuff very seriously, and how like those decisions being made, they matter in a sense of they really can be life and death, and how like as they filter down they become life and death. Yet at the top it has it's all their own party lines that are really going to make these decisions. This movie can't even describe to you those rules. It has it in one scene where like, oh my god, we gotta take our clothes off real quick. Oh my god, quickly flash her in her bra, and then instantly we'll just forget about this as we then have a chase, and then it's forgotten about. And then that's how he got it on him. And it's not that he had the opportunity to get it on him, and then that thing saw it as the opportunity to get out, and flee. No. The thing then just lies while on his back and then leaves. And this isn't like set up properly as in it's somehow hiding and has like this plan. No, you just like aren't told. You're either just expected to know, because then no one fucking decided to ask him about his fucking back. After, once he like, oh, it got away, guys that got through that thing and got away. Yeah, I totally didn't just shoot through that hole there and lie to you that it crawled out when really it's on my back. Don't ask me about my back. It's as dumb as that. As literally what I'm telling you. The screenwriter wrote that it as dumb as that. I just... It's astounding to me that it can be this dumb. When this is like a book that is praised. How did this even get made? Who wanted to agree to this? This movie wants to praise names of it having like Keith David and Yaphet Kotto, and we have Donald Sutherland. And it wastes all of them. And it wastes every single actor in this movie. It's horrible. Okay, we're gonna read a positive review from some fucking cuck on Letterboxd. The Puppet Masters takes Robert Heinlein's 50s novel and adapts it for a sci-fi horror tribute, a thriller following 3 government officials, played by Sutherland, Eric Thaul, and Julie Warner, who have to try and stop a threat of malevolent alien beings who possess the body of their hosts. Okay, so we're already starting it out that it is fully going sci-fi horror. It does not actually have any real true horror elements in this film, because it does such a horrible job at describing to you the actual horror of having one of these things on you and doing all that. You're not shown any interesting scenes that would describe it to you. You don't have any scenes beyond 2 horrible, horrible times when our lead actors have their moments where they go, and yeah, it was like you didn't have control over anything. And that happens 3 times, twice for our lead and once for our lead actress. They do those monologues like that at each other and are like, yeah, having none of that feeling, having no feeling, having nothing like that, that soothing horror. It's so horribly done. There's nothing told to you. You just cringe when they do those horrible. It is like, the acting is so bad. It's like if Verhoeven saw that and went, okay, that level of bad acting is the basis of the where we're looking for all of our actors for Starship Troopers, of like where that is the level of like fucking dumb that I want everyone in their film to give off. That's really every single person. Oh my god, it's so, which I hate. I hate because I find the lead and everything going on with this film, I find it so interesting, and how that makes Mary's character involved in that interesting, because Mary's like an older fashioned female character. The film itself, the book itself is incredibly misogynistic. Like, it is one-sided, and there's nothing wrong with that, I say, because of the pulpy story it's telling anyway, and whatever. It also has like plenty of other like fine fucking. It's not like too over the top is what I'm coming at, and also it is just an older story. Like, just get over it, really, for real, get over it. Especially because we're talking older government shit. Get over it. And so, none of that character, none of that how we should be perceiving the world through our lead happens. We get nothing. We get no setup for our lead. It ruins him. We're going to continue with this. We're going to continue to see what this guy has to say about this fucking movie. This is definitely a bit B-movie-ish. But as they go on to do with other genres later on, writers Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio use the fact to embrace it. Those 2 writers, they fucked this movie up. They fucking took a shit on this movie. And then the director had no fucking idea, with like $2, a shoestring budget of like $2 that they spent just to hire big names for supporting roles, and that's it. We didn't pay money for any cool, interesting things to show you. That's about it. We put all our money in that. The duo add throwback quality in while also updating it for contemporary. What is there to update? It's a sci-fi movie! It's a sci-fi film! It's honestly proto-cyberpunk, I would say, because in the book, it's from a future where even a World War III has happened. This is, hey, the Cold War, this is pre, like, the Cold War actually happening, and so in this fucking sci-fi book, its future says that Cold War didn't stay cold. It actually went hot. World War III happened. It's a event. Canon event, guys. World War III happened. Canon event. World War III fucking happened. So what do you mean updating it? Updating it is you just took what scenes you could and you set them in the 90s. Because, fucking phones exist. Except, in the book Phones, that's like the thing where you should think, whoa, damn, how that's implemented is so fascinating, and how actually relevant and related to even modern day stuff of how we were putting these things into our fucking bodies. That's the level of sci-fi that this is. How this has fucking Blade Runner, fucking floating cars, and not, we're gonna ride in some fucking 90s bullshit fucking junker. Because that's the budget we can afford. Bullshit. What do you mean updating it? What are you updating for contemporary times? All of the shit in it is completely relevant still. God. It's a blend of old and new that makes this so... Blend of what? What did they even do to it? What did they even add? That you're saying they're blending the old and the new. They took nothing from the old to adapt, and they've added nothing new. So this recipe usually adds salt. It's a go-to for salt, but some of the new kids, they add pepper. They didn't add any. They didn't add a single fucking shake of nothing. Okay, I gotta get past this sentence. It's that blend of old and new that makes this so entertaining, moving at a clip as it throws us and these characters into the mounting threat here. What? Okay, I gotta really read that. This is, oh my god. It's the blend of old and new that makes this so entertaining, moving at a clip as it throws us and these characters into the mounting threat. What a stupid fucking sentence. Throws us at a clip? God. Jesus fucking Christ. I hate fucking movie reviewers, man. I hate all of these few people. I hate all of you. If you're watching this, I hate you too, specifically. A fair bit of Highland source material has been cannibalized before in older movies. Most famously, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That is also a book. It's a book that just came out a couple years later that had its own adaptations. So cannibalizing. Ooh, I know words. So parts of it can seem more familiar in retrospect. What do you mean in retrospect of what? The 50s? We're talking about a 90s movie. In the retrospect of what? Though I think the version told here is still fun in its own right. But it's still fun though, guys. The movie's doing nothing. It's showing you nothing. We got nothing to adapt. We got no interesting scenes, really, for that matter. We got no fucking real story. But I guess it's kind of fun, and because we'll think about the bugs and their puppet masters. You guys have seen the Puppet Master, right? With like the dolls? That's not this movie. God. But I still think it's fun. puts its own spin, and I think it's fun. Puts its own spin on the concept. What do you mean? Well, we have Keith Sutherland flying in a helicopter. That's putting its own spin on something, I guess. What? Exploring a ground-level response to a growing alien Okay, so this fucker didn't even, read the book either. Because it is in no way should you be taking a reading from it as these are the ground troops. No. These are the, elite, these are the cool CIA guys, right? These are the CIA guys that didn't cause 9/11, guys. These are the ones that would have stopped it. That's the level of old conservative book we're talking about. And this person clearly never read it. It is the opposite. When we talk about ground level, it is the main character seeing red dots on the map and seeing those as cities that might as well even be nuked. They're at war. We see the process as different people gradually get inhibited. Okay. Fucking big word McGee over here. So what they're talking about is that hour scene where the puppet masters, instead of luring people in the other multiple ways, they lure you in to put a bug on your neck. Their favorite way to lure you in and put a bug on your neck is to just leave a bunch of bugs in a room. We'll just leave a bunch of bugs in a room, and when the soldiers come around, the bugs will just zap them and get on their neck. Just leave the bugs in the room. No, they can wait an hour or two before they need a host. Yeah. And totally not, they instantly fucking die. Fucking horrible. Fucking retarded. They just didn't think of shit. They couldn't think of an interesting shit to even take, to tell us about. That's the level of writers we're dealing with. They couldn't even think of a good shit they've had. Upping the stakes as our heroes face the threat of being taken over themselves. Oh my god! So this film completely botches in adapting in any context beyond the fact that the relationship altogether between Mary and Sam is completely botched. They botched that Mary actually comes from the aliens, and that the aliens have been planning this for a level of it's unknowable. It's crazy. This is insane sci-fi. These are big themes. That's not at all set up. The only thing they talk about that at all is they rip open a boy in a sack and they go, "Oh my god, this boy's been here. Oh my god, we can use him to get the virus." It's so dumb. That brings more of a relationship-oriented angle into the intrigue. Okay, any of that relationship shit, it's set up so well because it's a whole fucking thing throughout the whole book, and how they're flirting. That's a whole fucking thing. Instead of just one little minute of flirting, and then this, and then they don't even get good scenes together. They don't even adapt the good scenes in this movie. Any scene that could be good, they just don't adapt it. Okay, this is such a nothing burger review. Holy shit. That brings more of a relationship-oriented angle into the intrigue, especially those connections between the main three here. grounded by a genuine interest in the character side that helps add more personality to it. There were apparently clashes between the writers and studio over how faithful this should be to the book. A blend of offbeat touches and more Hollywoodized. What? There is nothing Hollywood about this! This movie is made for like $2! Hollywood didn't touch shit in this movie! Aspects that's not always seamless. The film definitely takes inspiration from other... Again, this is a film in the 90s that was ripping and taking inspiration from John Carpenter. And here we are now, Jesus Christ. We're talking 30 years later to this movie, and still, Weapons comes out, and nobody, not a damn person on this earth can just stop making John Carpenter films. They just want to make something that John Carpenter maybe sees and goes, haha, yeah, man, I've inspired a lot. Fuck that! Make your own shit! John Carpenter, John Romero, and Wes Craven, they all deserve royalty checks this whole past year. That's how uninspired and garbage horror's been. Just horrible. It manages to strike a good mix of big moments and smaller, low-key ones. So even if this isn't quite up to the level of those earlier movies it's inspired by, the film works as an entertainingly crafted science fiction chiller. Ooh, I got the chills. I got the chills reading that. Oh my god. It's an entertainingly crafted science fiction chiller, done with a fun embrace of its pulpy roots. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is so garbage. Jesus Christ. What a fucking joke. What a fucking piece of shit joke. Jesus Christ. Fuck you, Josh Gillum. This is fucking pathetic. I hated this fucking movie. I loved this book, and I hated this fucking movie. I hope you can discern anything of value. You probably can. You probably can discern more things of value from me shit-talking this film than you can from fucking actually watching this film, from, just don't. Nothing, the tagline for the film, trust no one. Don't trust anyone who tells you this film is good. They're fucking out of their mind. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Oh my god, what is this jabroni's review? The Puppet Masters is essentially a highlight reel of every 90s sci-fi made-for-TV action film of the time, blended into a sensational schlagfest of campy carnage. Okay, at least this Reddit fag is a little bit more aware of... This Reddit fag he's been on a lot of Reddit messaging boards, so he's seen a lot, okay guys? This type of ensemble cast of actors that all look like the lesser versions of established actors, David Not Duchovny, the 90s default hunk for the perfect example, they were definitely trying to trick people and cash in on the whole X-Files craze. Yeah, didn't fool me, suckers. Donald Real Sutherland and Keith Dunlap are big names here. A film I'm very surprised I've never seen, as it felt like a 90s video star stable. Probably didn't see it because it sucks. Probably because no one recommended it because it sucked. I was expecting this to be tamer and more low budget, but it pops off quick. It is low budget and cringe. I was expecting this to have be even shittier and even less money. I was expecting this to be tied together with even less shoestring. OMG. The practical stingrays. OMG. This review is insane. Yo, I try to be positive, but what the fuck? What are they on? Bodies flew through windshields and got tucked through telephone booths like nobody's business. Yeah, man, there was like 2 chase scene things, man. Who cares though? They just didn't. They were like fine. When things in a film and everything is like just so bearably fine in a film, yet you then still do nothing within that, I'm just then fucking up. I'm pissed. You really just wasted all that time. You wasted all that time. Holy shit, you wasted all that time and money doing nothing. Jesus Christ. Went full Terminator. Kill yourself. Frying pans to the face, dramatic fight sequences, blood squibs aplenty. Not really, just like a few. Blood squibs a few! What a loser! Awkward and sad man shower scenes. You mean one? One horrible. Oh my god, that scene was so bad. Oh my god, that scene was so fucking horrible. The sad man crying scene in this film, it was so pathetic and horrible. Oh my god, was it bad. It was so bad, I'm once watching it, I was trying to just remove it from my memory and just never bring it up in this review. But no, this stupid idiot had to bring it up. A true time capsule of 90s pleated pants insanity. This one slipped through the cracks, but I'm glad I finally checked it out. Invasion of the Body Snatchers filtered through made-for-TV sci-fi and the energy of an ambitious B-movie bonanza. I hate this person. I hate this person more than I hated the last. Oh my god. The exact type of over-the-top shenanigans I had. You can't even keep my fucking attention. You can't even keep my attention. Oh, it was terrible, but it was highly entertaining. What? What in it? What in any of this was entertaining? Fucking, I could tell you scene after scene that was entertaining in the book. There's none of that in this. Whatever. Okay. One star out of 5. 2 out of 10. Do not see again. Bye.
Everybody just get off of me!
Come on. It's okay. It's okay, Sam. It's okay. Okay, Sam.
Get it off!
Okay, it's off you. It's not on you anymore.